Hi, everyone. My name is Pam Pollard, and I'm the National Committeewoman and past state party chairman for the Oklahoma Republican Party. I want to take just a few minutes to address something that's been in the news quite a bit today and all over Parler, Facebook, Twitter, on all the social medias out there, and that is the discovery of these torn up ballots that was in the trash can by the people that was hosting a wedding. Some people have said that happened in Las Vegas. It was actually in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I reached out to our state election board for details on that, and I just wanted to share with you. This is this is what you guys are seeing on the face of the video there. What I wanted you to know that these are actually what we call spoiled ballots here in Oklahoma. A spoiled ballot, and it's the same name in most states. A spoiled ballot is when a problem has happened with your ballot. Some people marked the wrong one, made a mistake. Some people marked more than one. Whatever it is, when the voter puts that into the machine, then the machine will kick it out. At that point, the election inspector comes over to the machine to see what is wrong with the ballot and why it would not go through. At that point, he they have an opportunity to ask for a second ballot, a new ballot, and the original ballot has initials put on it. It is torn, so it's no longer valid, and it is put in a special holding area. Now, those trash bins were supposed to have been taken back to the county election board to be held in a vault for the next 2 years, according to our state law. But in order to verify that, when you were given a new ballot, each one of the voters had to fill out this form, the spoiled ballot affidavit. And that just certifies that you are declaring that your first ballot was spoiled and that you were given a second ballot. Our state election board did verify all of the names and the ballots on this spoiled affidavit, and it did match with what they did find from the guests at the wedding. So, we've got a lot of new people at these precincts. Someone should have taken that back with them to the county election board for permanent storage. But there's nothing nefarious going on in this case. One thing that I really want to do is let people know, the truth about what's going on in elections. I think there is ballot fraud. I think there's intentional ballot fraud, but I also think there are mistakes that are made sometimes. In this particular case, there was nothing that was wrong with what was going on when they counted the ballots, and it was like 10 to 1 for Trump. That's just a sign of how Republican this particular precinct is in Tulsa. So, just wanted to put kind of a squelch to that rumor that has been verified by several people that are totally satisfied that those ballots were actually spoiled ballots that were taken into account by the spoiled ballot affidavit. Now, the other thing I'd like to take just a second to address, and that is people who are going online to try to verify that their ballot was actually recognized and cast by the state election board. In Oklahoma, we have the Oklahoma Voters Portal, and it's an online program where you can go and type in your name and your birth date, and it will show your voting place and your voting status. Those that have requested an absentee ballot, there's a section called absentee ballots, and it gives you a date of when it was requested and when it was returned or received, and then when it was actually counted. The other section is that is there is called the voter history. Now, the voter history is updated manually after each one of the county election boards go through with and validate the names of the people who voted absentee by mail, the names of the people who signed the book and said that they were voting in person absentee, and then the names of the people who signed in and voted in person. If there is any duplication, those are investigated, and that is when it's turned over to law enforcement for people who have voted more than one time. Of course, this takes a lot of time to do this, and in some cases, these county election boards, it may take them 2 to 4 to 5 weeks to get that information in the computer and verified. So if you voted in person, or even in person early voting, as we would call it, in person absentee, your name is not registered for your voter history just yet. The absentee ballot people just says that it was received. Give it a little bit of time and you'll be able to go online, and in your voter history, you'll be able to see that you were recognized as a voter during the November 3rd elections of 2020. So again, everything is done in order here in Oklahoma. I have confidence in it. We are watching it very closely. I appreciate everybody who sent me this information, and just want you to know that we're watching out for voter fraud. We're not taking anything for granted, especially here in our home state. But we also just want to clear up any rumors or misunderstandings and kind of educate the public a little bit on the processes that are used here in the state of Oklahoma. So I'll be back with you with a little bit more information on my next video, but everything is good on the election front here in the state of Oklahoma. Thanks, guys.